Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 30NSG. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about King Kong, or I should say, the rise of King Kong Skull Island. It's one of the worst games ever to come out. Everyone's talking about Starfield and Spider-Man, how there's glitches, and yet there's games like Gollum and King Kong. We're going to go over this. We do shows like this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning to about noon Eastern live. This week I'm off, but we're going to go over this from Kotaku. If you like what we do here, please make sure you share, like, subscribe, and as always, thank you for watching. All right, so reports awful King Kong game was made in a year by overworked developers. This article does come from Kotaku. It says Skull Island Rise of Kong was released earlier this week and quickly derided as the worst game of 2023. What happened? Well, a new report claims it was made by a small team of developers on a tight budget and just 1 year, putting the studio in a situation where making something good, both quickly and cheaply, would be nearly impossible. Now, announced earlier this summer, Skull Island Rise of Kong is the first King Kong game in nearly 2 decades, and the last game featuring the famous giant ape was 2005's Peter Jackson's King Kong, the official game of the movie, which was developed by Ubisoft. Since then, folks have been waiting for another King Kong game, and on October 17th, sadly, ad-libbing there, we finally have been waiting for another King Kong game on October 17th. We finally got one. But sadly, Skull Island Rise of Kong is a bland, beat-em-up, awful cutscenes, nasty visuals, and not much else. So what happened? Why is this game so bad? Well, it appears that it's blamed Skull Island's publisher. Now, in a new report from Verge, developers from IguanaBee, a small indie studio based in Santiago, Chile, spoke anonymously with the outlet, explained that Skull Island's publisher, GameMill, gave the team only 1 year to develop the game from scratch. Sounds like par for most games now, right? Development process of this game was started in June of 2022, and it was aimed to end of June 2nd of this year. So 1 year development process, said one dev behind King Kong game. Now, Kotaku reached out to GameMill about the report, and according to the other developers at the indie studio, GameMill, a U.S. publisher of many not-so-great video games, frequently use small teams of developers to create licensed video games in similar short amounts of time. Devs at IguanaBee claimed that the GameMill wouldn't provide teams with all the information, but the project leading to frustration, forcing teams to improvise with the limited information they had. That's always a great way to make a video game, right? Let's not tell anybody what we're doing. Let's just give them bits and pieces and let them put it together. Other complaints suggest that GameMill wasn't willing to provide enough money to IguanaBee to maintain a large skilled staff of developers. Sources tell The Verge that most of the Skull Island development, only around 2 to 20 people were working on it. As 2 or 20, you don't know. If you look around a room, if you see more than 2 people, how can it be 220? As you might expect, at least one developer reported that the crunch happened and it was bad. He says, quote, "The crunch was really set in motion in February," and said the anonymously developer, it was automatic pilot by the end of February because all hope was lost. So it was a good sign. According to The Verge, even though the developing game was tough and money wasn't great, some folks on the team still take pride in what they were able to ship in such a short time under such a difficult circumstances. Which one former dev sharing social media, and then they were still proud of IguanaBee's King Kong game. Holy Christ. So, okay, let me give you my thoughts. This is just yet another problem with the video game industry. We talk about all the time. People like to nitpick on video games about the glitches and bugs. It's about having fun, right? That's what video games are. But there's always these people that come into the video game space and try to make money, a quick buck, okay? Now, if you watch my show, we talk about like how Redfall came out, right? Redfall, Arcane Studios did not want to make that game, and when Microsoft bought them, they were hoping that they would cancel it because they just didn't want to work on that game, and yet they released that game. And my problem with Redfall wasn't because it was a bad game on Game Pass, right? Because Game Pass, you're paying $10, there's 400 games on there, and that's not a big thing. My problem with Redfall when it came out was that they charged $70, and for a Bite Back edition or whatever it was, we can call it the Bite Me edition, they paid like $120, and they sold it knowing that the game was bad, okay? I'm okay if you put it on a service like that. This is the same exact thing. You look at the game of Lord of the Rings Gollum, you look at a game like King Kong here, where these companies have a short window and they made the game. Now, I truly respect the developers. They're put in a situation, and maybe they are proud of the game they put out because of the least amount of time. But if I'm building, let's say, a doghouse, and I could take my time with that doghouse because someone gave me the time and a budget, and and I could build that doghouse and make a beautiful doghouse, okay? I could be proud of that, knowing that I had the time and money and I did my craft workmanship on that house. But if I made it in a weekend and it's like dilapidated and it's like falling apart, I can still be like, yeah, I'm proud that I built that in an hour. I mean, if I had more time, it'd be a much better doghouse. But in that hour, I made a pretty good doghouse. I understand that they're happy or have pride in what they built. But you look at this. Have you guys seen some gameplay of this? This is awful. Did you guys see gameplay of Lord of the Rings? Right? Lord of the Rings Gollum is done. Right? Closed. They were going to make a sequel to that game, and it's done. The social media aspect of people that have plastic boxes that they sleep with in bed, right? If you're on PlayStation or Xbox side, right? This is the games that you should be focusing on. Not Spider-Man 2 with the glitches, right? Not Starfield with the small glitches in the background over there. Those games are masterpieces compared to something like this. This is a joke. This is a problem. This is what gives the people in the industry bad names when they go, hey, right? No one talks about this game because this is an awful game. But this is what should be raised up and shown, right? In front of the whole town, right? In the middle of the courtyard. You should hang this one up there and say, don't do this. This is a bad game. Please, developers, respect your people that are making video games. Please respect the customers. You're charging full price for this absolute piece of garbage game of Skull Island, Rise of Kong. Okay, look at the graphics. Look at it. It's terrible, right? Look at this. Okay, look at the official trailer of this game. Okay, it's absolute garbage. Right? Let's just fast forward and just waste the time. They had to make it look as good as possible because there's nothing in this game. Look at those graphics. This is like PlayStation 1 era type of game here. Okay? It's absolutely terrible. It's a travesty that we have to have stuff like this and then no one talks about it because it's a bad game. But we should talk more about this because this should not be a standard in a game. Companies that just want to make money in video games and don't want to give money to the developers they're making this game, and they don't want to put anything, they just want to get it out because maybe there's another King Kong movie coming out soon. I don't know. I haven't looked it up, right? But this is a problem. This is a problem in the industry. This is a problem, not just in this industry as well, but this is a problem. Let's stop rewarding developers and publishers and game companies that make games like this, okay? Not 1 cent should have been put towards this to teach them a lesson that take your time with the game and put it out there. But they just wanted to make a quick buck. And now, unfortunately, they're not. And there was, crunch time that happened. People got paid what they were worth. And this is a sad day. What do you guys think? Did you guys buy this game? Let me know in the comment section down below. Maybe this is your favorite game because in the beginning I said games are supposed to be fun. Did you buy this? And did you have fun playing it? Let me know in the comment section down below. I won't touch this. I won't even touch this if it goes to Game Pass because I don't want to reward them knowing that this game is so bad. They're like, people will play it down the line. These are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.